Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm taking a look at the Ninth Doctor issue 6, the ongoing series with the Ninth Doctor played by Christopher Eccleston. This time we have the logo down here, the sort of 1996 TV movie / Jon Pertwee-esque logo, Doctor Who. Ongoing adventures with the Ninth Doctor, TARDIS barcode 06, which just tells you the issue. Cover by Titan Comics, some of the people who worked on this. And can I just say, I absolutely adore this cover. It is the standard cover, which I'm so glad about. I absolutely love it, to the point where I would really love to frame this one. And that, like, I absolutely adore it. I mean, I would have said I don't like the fact that this is all down here instead of up at the top where it normally is, but then again it would go on top of Chris Eccleston's forehead, and to be honest, it's kind of odd that his forehead is very, what is it, a big feature in how it's sort of, like, you know, facial expression and all that. And I just love the blue as well, like, the shade of blue, and just, oh, I really like it. And there it kind of looks like he's going through the time vortex and that, and he's really pissed as well, those eyes. And just the drawing and the detail is just sensational. I mean, you've even got his, like, freckle there, or at least I think it's a freckle anyway. Or is it a mole? I think it's a mole, actually. Anyway, enough about the front cover. The back, you've got an advertisement for what is it? Jon Pertwee's Third Doctor issue 1, which I have reviewed, so go please check that out. And that review seems to be doing pretty well. And then there's an advertisement for an advertisement-y type thing for Torchwood issue 1 as well, which I didn't think too much of, and that personally. You've got a bit on the next time, like some shots, some panels even, I mean, of the next one, without any colour, and that, they're really nice, so hand-drawn. Just a thing about subscriptions, and if you get a subscription you save 15% off, which is always nice. Another thing about the graphic novels, which, again, I haven't really got any of them. The alternative covers, which are cover C and cover B, I think it is. This is cover A. As I say, I think this one's the best one, to be honest. What's come out of Titan Comics this month? So there are other stuff, so, you know, other Doctor Who-y stuff, and that, How to Train Your Dragon, Sherlock. Next month's issue 7, coming out in November. The cover we get, and some of the alternative ones. I quite like that one, to be honest. I don't usually like the photorealistic ones. And then the next, I think that's the title of this issue, part 1 of 2, like the last 2-part issue 1. Writer, artist, colorist, letterist, and so on. And I did really like this read. It was a good one. But I'll go into that further. The Doctor, Rose, Jack, previously. And I recommend reading that if this is the first issue you picked up. Titan Comics website, Twitter and Facebook. And as I was saying, I really liked this one. I mean, look at that. That is just awesome. Like, a double-page spread. They're getting more Marvel-esque sometimes, you know, which I don't think is a bad thing. I mean, if they look at what Marvel do and what works with the Marvel comics and try and implement them here, I think it would work. I mean, it just looks amazing, personally. And then you've got this, like this, you know, gun, and that, you know, you got more, what feels like more action here than in the new series and that. But yeah, like gunshot, target type thing. Oddly enough, not a great deal of this was in, action-y stuff was in the Torchwood one from what I remember. Or there was, but I didn't like the artwork, I don't think. That along with the story. Yeah, really sort of dark subtext thing there. Harry Sullivan, awesome to see him again. Really cool, like, sort of confrontation here with the Doctor and this character, and like him just looking like an asshole, and the Doctor just being like, you know, confrontational. And that's what I love about the Ninth Doctor, the fact that, you know, he is war-torn and he is still sort of getting over the war, the Time War and that, you know, so he's very blunt, very aggressive, very abrasive, very un-Doctor-like, really, you know, and it makes for a very interesting character, and that's why I also like the John Hurt War Doctor, personally, you know, because he doesn't have the same moral sort of compass as what we normally see from the Doctor. I love this line sort of thing about, you know, about the Brigadier, you know, where's he? Is he in Geneva? You know, just a little bit of a poke at the classic series, you know, a little prod and a little bit of a laugh and a giggle at the flawed logic of the classic series. You know, they'd just be like, oh, the actor, you know, is ill, or he's at Geneva, or, you know, he didn't want to do that story or something, you know. I quite like this panel as well of Captain Jack and Harry Sullivan trying to, like, wrestle with this, like, gargoyle-like thing. It just shows that they're both sort of physically strong characters as well as mentally and that, you know. One thing I don't like, though, is, like, in quite a few of the panels when characters are quite far away, like here, they'll, like, have less detail and that, and I don't quite like that, personally. Like there, like, I was almost like, is that Rose? Is that not Rose? You know, when reading this, I wasn't 100% sure, you know, because she was, like, not well drawn. Like this bit, that bit about the fact that actually he doesn't get paid to be UNIT's scientific advisor, he just does it for the love of, like, a passion, really, which I quite like. What else? There was something else as well that I was going to talk about, but I've forgotten now. Oh, this bit, yeah, like his eyes. Very shifty eyes, you know. Like, yeah, are you in charge? What is it? So are you in charge? Harry? Not anymore type thing, you know. And again, it just shows the assertiveness and the sort of arrogance, even, maybe. I never think the Doctor's been arrogant. I always refer to it as being emotionally distant, because, again, at the end of the day, what we perceive as arrogance, for lack of a better term, for him and the Time Lord, maybe that's just normal, you know. Do you know what I mean? So, but, yeah, and I quite like these sort of news bulletin type things, you know, like, to distinguish it from the actual normal stuff that's going on currently. These sort of flashbacks are, like, tinted, kind of like a blue sort of blue sort of colour to symbol, you know, the sort of flashbacks into the past and that. Again, very intense, dark scenes here in the sort of, like, layer thing and that. I'm just getting a bit sick of, hopefully when the next issue comes out, the cliffhanger won't be, oh look, it's this other character from Doctor Who, because I'm getting a bit sick of that, because, as I say, like with the previous one, we had Mickey, and then this one we've had, or at the end of that one we had Harry, and it's like, you know, it's becoming a bit of a trope at this point, you know. It's not becoming a like, oh my god, you know, cliffhanger. It's becoming, oh look, this happened again, you know, oh, this character's come about again, you know, and that is becoming a bit stale, a bit routine, a bit predictable is probably the best way, and you don't want that out of cliffhangers. I personally don't, as a fan. So, to wrap this up, would I recommend this? Of course I would recommend this issue. Issue 6 of the 9th Doctor ongoing comic book series currently is a must-have for anyone who is any bit the 9th Doctor fan. If you've recently purchased Series 1 for some weird reason and haven't watched it before, marathoned it, and then was like, you know what, I adore the 9th Doctor, but I need more of a fix. I need something to keep me going. Because we didn't get a second series with the amazing Christopher Eccleston, this would definitely, hopefully, be substantial enough to hopefully quench one's thirst of the lack of Chris Eccleston on TV. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate, and subscribe.